Hello everyone and welcome back to Italian F4. We continue the story around Mugello right here, right now. It is time for race number 2 as we get ready to end all of the action here on the Saturday of this weekend. It's going to be quite a lot of fun and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to emerge victorious after K&B's win earlier on. Well, it is great to have your company, everyone. As you can see up here in the commentary box, you've got myself, Omi, as you do absolutely every single round. But alongside me for this one, we are lucky to have back in the Italian F4 box, Wes. And Wes, well, great to have you back. And it's going to be a fascinating race, hopefully.
Yeah, it's great to be back. I'm definitely looking forward to race 2. We're both hoping that it's a considerable improvement on the mixed race 1 we had earlier in the day. I was catching up on it as soon as I woke up this morning. And it was not much overtaking, but quite a lot of safety cars. So yeah, we've got a bit of a mixed up grid, and we're going to see what happens on the way down to turn 1.
Yeah, the long run that we have down towards San Donato, it's always seen drama in the past. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's going to have for us today. We'll put it on battle screen for the moment so you are able to see our grid. And it's a very interesting grid, Rez. We have Alex Powell after his podium earlier on, who starts on pole position. And we have Renaud Francot, who is in his first weekend of the Italian F4 Championship this season. He was also in the championship last season at a few points, but he's come in and has already been competitive. Second place. He's doing a few rounds. I believe he's doing a few more later this year on a part-time program. But great to see him immediately come out and be able to now be second place for race 2 and race 3 on the grid.
Yeah, that's right. He's as you said, did a couple of rounds last year. He's primarily been in the Spanish F4 Championship this year. Currently 6th over there in Spain, with a couple of podiums. He's been quietly consistent, is how I would describe his championship over there. Racing this weekend for PHM, but yeah, brilliant qualifying to get up into the front row alongside Alex Powell, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does in this race.
Okay, let's go down and hear from the driver starting in 6th, Alexander Bondarev.
We looked at things we can do different, and this weekend is a completely different story, so I'll try to do my best, and yeah, and let's hope we have a good race.
Great to go down and hear from Alexander Bondarev, who of course, whereas if we remember back to Monza, was leading the way and then had a spin through the Ascari chicane from the lead, and it led to a very disappointing weekend overall with more retirements to follow. So he's going to be a driver trying to bounce back. I think he'll have a good chance from 6th, but he just needs to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, Bondarev is one of those drivers who's absolutely spectacular on his day. He's got a lot of speed, but he really just needs to sort of calm things down and kind of realize that to finish first you have to finish. So yeah, if he can do that, we've seen that in a couple of times this year, not only in Italian F4, but he also took part in the British F4 non-championship event at Silverstone, and it was a bit more of the same, if I'm honest. So he's got that funding from Williams, so that's really good for him. But yeah, he just needs to work on consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he can work on consistency, then that could lead him to some good results as well. And he's a driver who will definitely be aiming for that. Okay, it is time to run you through our grid. We've already talked about Alex Powell starting on pole and Renaud Francot starting in 2nd place, but it is Sebastian Weldon, the 2nd place driver in the championship, going from P3. Newman Shee starts in 4th position as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in the Prema next to his teammate, of course. And then we get to Gabriel Gomez, who managed to get 2nd earlier on. He's next to Alexander Bondarev, who is in 6th place. Lucas Amalisto starts in 7th. And then it's Dante Vinci, who will go from 8th position for Van Amersfoort Racing. In 9th, it is KNB, who had to deal with track limits in qualifying and was very disappointed with that result. Salim Hanna in 10th. Andrea Kostic, who had a retirement earlier on, is in 11th. Then it's Maximilian Popov alongside him. Maxim Rem is in 13th. David Cosma Christopher is in 14th. Emmanuel Olivieri is in 15th. And then it's Kabir Anurag, who goes from 16th position, does the Alpine Junior. Artem Sevyukin is in 17th, alongside his teammate Bart Harrison. We get to Alexander Ruta, who's in 19th. And then, finding ourselves in 20th, it's Anea Frey. Alexander Savinkov is in 21st. David Walter is in 22nd. Guy Albach starts in 23rd position, and Marcus Seita starts in 24th place. In 25th, it is Theo Schropp. Badr Al-Salati is in 26th. Elia Luis Ways is in 27th. Ludovic Abusso starts in 28th place. And then in 29th, we see Peyton Vescott alongside Arthur Lormier. Nathaniel Beraby, who retired at the start of the race at the start of race 1 earlier on. He's in 31st, next to Francesco Pio Capolo. And then it's Phil Collins Stranger in 33rd. Emily Cotty's in 34th. It's Luca Risciano in 35th. He was a driver involved in contact earlier on. Cornelia Ulkutska is alongside. And at the back of the field, it is Kryl Kutskov going from 37th. And that is our grid complete here at Mugello. Quite a long grid as usual, Wes. But it's going to be interesting to see whether they can keep out of trouble this time around.
Yeah, all the drivers want to take part in the Italian to be the pinnacle, which isn't to say we always see the highest driving standards, but of course important to remember that a lot of these drivers are fresh out of karting. So as they pull away from the grid, then we're going to wait and see just what happens. And one of the Van Amersfoort cars is stalled on the grid. Hopefully he can get going soon. I'm just gonna have a look at which one that could be. I think that's Dante Vinci.
I think it was.
And he now gets going. Yes, so Dante Vinci didn't fall to the back, so he should be able to retake that 8th position he had.
Yep, he absolutely should be able to indeed. But that is not the moment that you want on the formation lap, when it all looks in doubt for a few moments. You ask the question whether we can get going, and luckily the answer for Dante Vinci was yes, as the driver who starts in 8th will try and get his grid spot position back with most of the lap to go, so he will be absolutely able to do so. But a big opportunity this is for Renault Franco. What do you think he'll be able to do by the end of today? It's going to be an interesting race, but he's alongside a lot of these experienced drivers in this category. What do you think he'll be able to manage by the end of this 30-minute race?
Well, first things first, he's starting on the dirty side of the grid, which is going to be a bit of a disadvantage. I think it'll depend mostly on the start that Alex Powell gets. He's been a bit inconsistent on his starts. Some weeks he's very, very good, and then others he kind of lets himself down. So, but if Francot can get in front in the PHM racing car, he, I think, should be consistent enough to be able to control the race.
That is what we are going to hope for, but at the same time, I'd love to see a bit of a battle as well in this one. It's going to be quite fascinating as they all try and generate the temperature into the tyres. An important thing, we have seen loads of drivers with cold tyres having moments. We had a spin as well, with them trying to get the tyre up to temperature on the formation lap as well. That was Theo Schropp on the formation lap in race 1. Hopefully they'll be able to get through in race 2 as we're about to line up in position for this race. The run down towards San Donato going to be interesting. In race 1, it is the only time that KNB came under a bit of pressure because Gabriel Gomez was able to get to the outside line. So Alex Powell, even if he gets the start wedge, will immediately have to try to defend because the slipstreaming can be quite powerful down there into the braking zone.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It is a deceptively long straight here at Mugello. We saw a lot of that back in 2020 when the Formula One came here for that great one-off race we had, and it is equally true with the F4 cars. You mentioned Gabriel Gomez as well. I was quite impressed by him in race 1. I think he was he definitely kept KMB honest through that entire race. And yeah, if he can get a good enough start, we should see great things from him.
We should indeed. Into position we go on the grid. These are the tense moments after all of the amazing action we've seen here in Mugello on this Saturday. It is finally time to be able to end off this day of Italian F4. Of course, we had race 1 earlier on. This is race 2, and then we'll have race 3 on Saturday morning. On Sunday morning, I should say, rather, tomorrow as well. So that's going to be quite fascinating as they line up into position, and the long run down towards San Donato is going to be coming Alex Powell's way in a few moments' time, and these are the moments where he's just going to try his absolute best to survive. Let's see how they're all going to get on as we are about to put the green flag at the back. And Italian F4 is about to look to the lights for the second race of the weekend. Who is going to emerge victorious? It is time to find out with 3, 4, 5 lights in Mugello. Italian F4 is underway with a great start for Newman Shi. We've got a stall on the grid for the Van Amersfoort of Maximilian Popov, I think, as we make our way down towards the first corner. Sebastian Weldon has got a good start as well initially, but now he's losing places as we head towards the first turn. Alex Powell will maintain the lead into turn 1. Newman Shi takes second position, and then moving into third is going to be Reno Francot as we make our way through. Weldon trying to get the power down. The driver second place in the championship, trying to improve his position, but a great start for Alex Powell. Wes, he has the lead.
Yes, he does. That was a terrible start from Reno Francot. He got really swamped by both Weldon and Gomez. KMB as well, trying to get up in front, not quite able to manage it. Francot has managed to salvage 4th place at the moment. But yeah, Alex Powell just about managing to fend off the Chinese driver Newman Chi, who... he wasn't too far away from taking the lead there, but now he's defending from Weldon.
Yeah, it was a great start off the line. Not the case for Reno Francot, as we mentioned. It would be interesting to see how he got on his return back to Italian F4 on this half-season program that he's doing. It's getting very tight for the Van Amersfoort further back as well. We mentioned that Popov possibly didn't leave the line, and it definitely looks like he's had some trouble, along with Francesco Pio Capolo, who's also dropped down at order. We've got cars absolutely everywhere. We've got Kabir Anurag trying to get involved in the mix. He is battling with Salim Hanna, who is the star, of course, of the British F4 non-championship event 1 week ago, now in Italian F4, not having the same time of things, unfortunately, as we bring it to the end of the opening lap, and Alex Powell will still be called our race leader as the battling continues as we make our way round the final corner.
Yep, onto that long straight then. We're going to get ready to see if any of the drivers can get into the slipstream of the car in front. So far they're quite spaced out, I think. A little bit of battling going on further down. That's for the probably the battle over 20th position, something like that. Big lock up from Sebastian Weldon going into turn 1, but he manages to recover nicely.
Yeah, Maximilian Popov has recovered quite a few positions on the third sector of the last lap, so that was quite wild. We're very nearly 3 wide as we make our way through the opening few turns of this circuit. It is Powell, and then it is Newman Shi. There was a big lockup, as you mentioned, Wes, for Sebastian Weldon heading down into San Donato as well. So he's a driver trying to push on. He still is in third. As we try and take a look, Anurag has gained quite a few positions. He's up 5, so a great start for him. And then we had the number 13 of Andre David Cosma Christopher, who lost a couple of positions. So not what he wanted at all. So you had a few drivers heading backwards, a few drivers heading forwards. That is usually the story of an Italian F4 opening lap. But this time around, Alex Powell, he was able to get the start that he needs, but he's not been able to break clear. And Newman Shi, along with Weldon, along with his whole train that goes down, is following him. And there will definitely be a chance. But it looks like Weldon is the one looking quite racy as well on the back of his teammate.
It is, yeah. Oh, he just locks up again going into that right-hander, just as you say that, Omi. He's going to have to watch out because Reno Francot is right on his tail at the moment. He's trying to focus on Newman Chi up up front. But yeah, so far it's been oddly clean from all the drivers, even the ones at the back that were going 3 wide earlier. No contact as far as I could see, as they go on to the start-finish straight once again to start lap 3. We've got Frankot really in the slipstream now of Weldon. Now Weldon's going to have to go defensive going down into turn 1.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a really good move from Frankot. He sold Weldon the dummy and goes through. Really, really well done, but he's gone a bit wide. Weldon not quite able to capitalize there. Brilliant, brilliant move from Frankot.
Well, I mean, I thought for a second that was, okay, well, Weldon defended, perfect, we're done here. And then all of a sudden, that was a late dive bomb. And yes, I'd like to see more of Frankot across this Italian F4 season. That was spectacular on the brakes. And Weldon having to think about the championship to some degree. And, well, you've got Weldon in 4th. You've got Key Nakamura Berta, who has moved up to 6th. And all of a sudden, they are very close together on the circuit. So Weldon has to be careful. But that is sometimes the story of Italian F4. You could be heading backwards, you could be heading forwards. But that was a brilliant move. A brilliant move from Frankot, who was able to take 3rd. And he is doing really, really well, showing that it wasn't just an amazing qualifying. He's doing spectacularly in the race to also find the overtake there. That was absolutely brilliant. That will definitely go in his highlights reel at the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Please, Mr. Italian Director, show us a replay of that one, because that was a precision move. As I said, he sold Weldon a dummy. He made him go defensive there, and just as Weldon came back onto the racing line to take the corner, Rena Frankot just absolutely leapt up the inside. Weldon would have had no chance of defending that one. Just utter poetry. Level of F4 racing, we're seeing a high skill.
Yeah, we are seeing quite the high skill indeed. And now Gabriel Gomez wants to put some pressure on Sebastian Weldon as well. He's not the only one. Newman Shi going for the race lead. Can't get through into the first turn. Is anyone else going to dish out some overtakes when we arrive down to the braking zone? Single file stuff for now. 24 minutes plus a lap to go at the moment. But now Powell really coming under a little bit of threat, but doing well to try and hang on. He's not come under any real pressure so far, but it looks like that said pressure is getting closer and closer to happening. Weldon, though, like we saw earlier on, Wes, he didn't show the best pace, exactly did Sebastian Weldon, and while it looked like he may have been wanting to attack at the start, it's all going wrong again as we have the yellow flags out. So who is it really going wrong for is my question further back, as we've had drivers drop down and the safety car's out. It might be Luca Visciano, I think, who might be a driver involved. Okay, let's look at a replay. We've not seen a stationary car, but is this the reason why? Oh, that's a big crash.
My goodness me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I couldn't quite tell who that was. Was it Viciano? But yeah, a driver there, the number 39 car just launches up into the air, and oh yeah, that's a big accident. I hope they're okay. So yeah, as you said, the number 39, and they're getting out of the car now. Yeah. So that's great to see. Really, really great.
Yeah. So we have Ella Louise Ways who's moving, that's great, and then the other driver of Luca Visciano is getting out of the car. So that's perfect stuff. A big crash, but it's great to see both drivers moving and are okay. They could possibly go for some checks as well, definitely to the medical center, because that was high-speed stuff, and a car momentarily going airborne at the moment. But yeah, those are the two drivers involved in that incident, as we get the safety car. And yeah, it's not often, Wes, that we, well, first of all, don't see it, and then we don't get to actually see the stationary car, but instead we actually get to see the replay first. So we kind of reacted live to not knowing who was involved and in what way did it end. But yeah, safety cars out there on the circuit. The whole field will be backed up, and the marshals, I have to say, especially in race 1, were absolutely brilliant in clearing the car. So hopefully it will be a quick job once more.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed in race 1. There was about 6 minutes to go, and the safety car came out again, and they managed to clear the car up in a little over 3 minutes. So yeah, hopefully it'll take a little bit longer this time, because there's much more damage and 2 cars now instead of 1. But yeah, I have no doubt that these marshals will be able to get us back under green flag conditions very, very quickly. As the two drivers there, Elia Weiss and the other one, like you said, Luca Vicianu, sit down and gather their thoughts, and hopefully, as you said, they'll be going to the medical center for precautionary checks not too long from now.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of reminds me of the crash that we had here as well in 2020 in the F1 race, and also I'd say if we were to go to another circuit, definitely similar to the Qatar 2023 sprint race that we had as well, where 3 cars all get into that one spot as well. So quite interesting stuff. We find ourselves with 37 cars in total. I'm just trying to see whether we had it looks like that the 38th driver who was supposed to be here, Dupe, did not get this race underway, so he isn't here for this race. So I wonder whether he's withdrawn. It will be interesting to see. But yeah, so he doesn't look like he is here. That's why we are down to 37 drivers rather than 38, which is what we had in race 1.
Yeah, that's right. He was the car that that went off with 6 minutes to go that I mentioned earlier, and it didn't look like there was any damage to his car. So he might have just had car trouble, and they weren't able to fix it in time for this race. So hopefully overnight they can do something with that and get Artur Dupe back into this event.
Would definitely be ideal if they are able to do so, as we find ourselves behind this safety car at the moment. And I am just quickly looking in the chat as well. We've got a question coming in. JB not live MotoGP. We did actually cover MotoGP. So what we've done is we've done all of the practice sessions and qualies on this channel, and then the main channel as well, which I'm actually just going to quickly take us to battle screen so I can put the link for you as well to the main channel that we actually cover it on. So yeah, the sprint race and the main race, we transformed to the main channel for the for those ones, and then we kept the practice and qualies live on the JB Motorsports 2 as well. So there's the channel, which you can find all of the main action in terms of the race as well tomorrow. So that's where we will be live for that one. But yeah, it will be usually MotoGP is spread across both of the channels as well. So yeah, that's how it works. But I've put the link in the description, and I'll actually put it specifically to the sprint race for you as well, just so you're able to get straight over to the sprint race action. But yeah, apologies, sometimes we just need to move stuff around with it. But there's your sprint race covered. I'll just put the link for that as well in the description. So yeah, we have the sprint race, and then the main Grand Prix will also be covered there as well. Okay, 18 minutes plus 1 lap to go. We're still behind the safety car, Wes, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this one is going to conclude.
Yeah, update from the stewards that that accident between Luca Vicianu and Elia Weiss is going to be investigated after the race. It also involved number 44 Guy Albadge, who currently is he managed to survive that and is currently running in 23rd. I'll be honest, it looked like a racing incident to me, to be honest. It's 3 wide at a very narrow point of the track. You know, contact was, I think, quite inevitable, but maybe the stewards will take a different view of that. Hard to say. Safety car in this lap now, so we're going to get going again.
Yep, we will indeed, and it's going to be fascinating to see how it is all going to play out as we just find ourselves making our way through it. And well, let's see how this one is going to end. 17 minutes to go. Of course, we're doing the 30-minute races due to the format, which we are using the same format that we had in Monza, the 3 races, as we are allowed to have this many cars around this circuit.
Yeah, that's right. Still a big grid, despite losing well, 2 cars in the race and a third not taking the start, unfortunately. But we're still about halfway through, so plenty of +1 laps. So we'll still have plenty of action still to come. We'll see how Alex Powell can do with a safety car restart. He's done a couple of these now, and yeah, he's backing the cars up, ready to get going. He's done it quite early. I think he'd want to get closer to the final corner before he does that, but he's sprinted now, and as they head onto the start-finish straight, we're going to get this race going again.
We will indeed. Out of the final corner, the sprint is on, down towards San Donato, and it's a good restart for Renault Francot. Made a brilliant move earlier on in this race, as he was able to fight his way by on Sebastian Weldon. That was one premier cleared. Can he clear another one? As we go, racing once again here at Mugello. Into the first turn, it's going to be Weldon placing the car in the middle as he tries to defend. And is that spots of rain coming in? Here we go. The race possibly getting even more interesting as a few spots arrive on our camera. It was already exciting. It was already chaotic. Could this be? Could this make it a little bit more dramatic? As we see Franco having a look. This is wild stuff as the rain begins to fall.
Yeah, that's right. This is the final race of the day here at Mugello. One of the cars going off into the gravel briefly, comes back on. No harm done there. I think it was Peyton Westcott in the Van Amersfoort going off. But yes, of course, in F4 racing, no pit stops. So if the rain does start to come down hard, they will have to throw a red flag in order to put everybody on wet tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would, luckily we do have the time for that. And I've got nowhere to be after this, because I was supposed to be streaming IndyCar, but JB's taken that over as well for later on, luckily, as the Wimbledon has finished, as we make our way through. So the cars are scrambling all over there. This is wild stuff. Now, it was only a few spots of rain. That was at San Donato, but sometimes, Wes, at different parts of the circuit, you get different levels, and at some parts, you get nothing.
Yeah, that's right. It's a fairly long circuit at 5.5 kilometers, so it is entirely possible that one part of the track could be wetter than the other. Some parts might even still be dry. We did just see the spots of rain on the camera lens at the early part of the lap. So yeah, if the rain is going to come, then it needs to come fast.
It does need to indeed. Over the line. Here we go then. Let's see. Can anyone make a move? Can anyone try find their way by as we take it down into the braking zone? And they're all going to be getting closer and closer, possibly impatient. We get down to San Donato. Still rain spots falling. That's a very aggressive move coming in. And that is a late lunge further back. And I think that was Lucas Amalisto who was battling his way through. We got Andrea Kostic rather, who's also in the mix. So he was actually fighting. And he was able to get ahead of Dante Vinci there.
Yeah, really good move there. Vinci not able to defend. Cosma up into 8th place, and Vinci now having to defend from Kabir Anurag in that pink BWT liveried car. As yeah, Vinci's got that one covered. So more battles going on in the background there as they take advantage on what seems to be becoming an ever more slippery track. They're falling quite far down on the faster laps we saw earlier. They're each of them are running around a second to 2 seconds slower than they were earlier. So this track has definitely got a little bit greasy. So they're going to have to be extra careful.
Yep, they are going to have to be careful indeed, and they're getting closer. Well, we've had Italian F4 races, which have already been a struggle for many drivers in terms of trying to keep it on the road due to the temperature. So this is just throwing a lot more into it as we come out of the final corner. And Franco, once again, is one of those drivers who is finding pace, and he may have dropped positions earlier on, but he is on the attack, and he wants to try and get into second position. Let's see whether he's going to be able to do it, and it's going to be fascinating stuff as we make our way down towards turn number 1. I don't think he'll be close enough. Newman Shee will have the position for the moment, and now Newman Shee actually on the exit was able to get closer to Alex Powell. Into the first turn we go, and they're all well behaved, but this is the part of the circuit where you have to be super careful. This is the part where the rain spots are dropping down at the start of the lap, and Powell has got a 5/10 advantage.
Yeah, that's right. They're quite all evenly spaced out at the moment. Still trying to tiptoe as Newman Chi manages to find a nice little bit of grip to put in the fastest lap at a 1:50.8. But he's still under pressure from Renault Francot. So yeah, Alex Powell using the opportunity to try and gap those two if he can. As they go round the right-hander now. Just 11 minutes plus 1 lap of this race still to go.
Yep, time is running out, and here's the crazy thing, you get the sun out as well. Where's the rainbow? Let's see if the TV directors can try to spot that for us as we make our way through, because it's absolutely sunny at some parts of this racetrack as they all make their way through, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this one is going to conclude, as I'm just looking to see at the moment. Yeah, it looks like we've lost Wes's camera. So we've got a still image of Wes at the moment. He'll get that sorted for us. But yeah, apologies for that for a second. As you've got a bit of a frozen screenshot of Wes, but he's still here. He's still with us, enjoying some Italian F4 action, and possibly about to enjoy an overtake in a few moments' time from Francot. Now we keep mentioning that, but it's just because he's getting closer and closer. And can he get close enough to make a move? Let's find out. Turn number 1's coming up for him. I don't think he will be close enough. The camera angle always makes it look like he gets a good exit, but then just goes nowhere down the straight. Talking about going down the straight, very nearly 3 wide further back. It's getting super aggressive as we throw it down into the first turn. Savinkov's in there, so is Maxim Rem. Bondarev loses out to both of the drivers. And this is turning out to be quite the dramatic race as they all fight their way. That's going to be aggressive stuff to the inside. Maxim Rem retakes the position. He momentarily loses out. And now you've got Savinkov waiting to try and take advantage. Very nearly 3 wide as we throw it down into the corner. This is wild. Out there on the circuit. The Prima is going to get forced wide in a few moments. That is Salim Hanna who is having to get out of the throttle. And he could lose a position. So he might be vulnerable now because David Walters going through on the inside.
We're back. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, awesome. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera at the moment, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, so yeah, Alex Powell still leading from Newman Chi up front. Renault Francot there still with a lot of speed his way. And as you said earlier, Omi, the sun's come out. So yeah, well, you never can predict the weather here in the rolling hills of Tuscany. But yeah, we shouldn't need to worry anymore about the rain we saw. So
yeah, absolutely. Myself and JB were joking about how everything but racing in the UK today is just having rain everywhere, and I'm happy that trend's continued, because technically that was a little bit of rain that came down here at Mugello a few moments ago, even if it was some raindrops. But it looks like we've managed to avoid it, and we are now getting going in this race with no real issue as we throw it into the braking zone. Kabir Anurag on the attack. He's up against Dante Vinci there. Vinci stays ahead. He goes deep though. Anurag gets the cutback. They are side by side, and Anurag comes across to make sure that he can chop ahead of Dante Vinci to make sure that he can't fight back. So nice battling there between those two drivers, getting tight under braking, but they both managed to make their way through. And I'm happy to say that this race does have a bit more of the energy and a bit more of the overtaking that we were possibly lacking in race 1.
yeah, we've seen a lot more action in this race. That'll be the battle over the last 2 points finishes. So Anurag getting an extra point there for 9th position, Vinci down to 10th, and is now seemingly coming under pressure from Olivieri, the Italian driver in that RACE GP, currently 11th, looking for that final point for 10th position. Now 7 minutes of this race still to go, plus 1 lap.
Yeah, absolutely. As we make our way through around this circuit, and they are all getting on the attack, they're all getting on the charge, and we are seeing some interesting racing out there. Newman Chi losing the 1 second to Alex Powell, meaning his toe will be a lot less weaker down the straight. Same applies to Sebastian Weldon, who will be under threat from Gabriel Gomez, who is trying to get a good exit off the corner, and he'll get a chance to pounce. So we could finally be about to see a switch, but this is absolutely not what Sebastian Weldon wanted. The driver second place in the championship could be coming under threat from his championship rival if we do see Gabriel Gomez get ahead, because then there will be no car separating him and his rival. Let's see whether Gomez can do it. Places the car on the outside, but a huge lockup for Weldon. Does he stay ahead now on the exit? He's still trying to defend. Gomez still trying to attack, and Weldon will be ahead for the moment, and Gomez will have to be a little bit more inventive if he is to take P4.
Yeah, Weldon really struggling with that right front. It must look like a 50 pence piece right now. He must have locked it up, I think, 4 times I've counted in this race. But Gomez at the moment with so much more speed. He's running around roughly half a second per lap faster than the number 98 American driver in front. So yeah, surely just a matter of time before Gomez can find a way past.
Yep, absolutely. It is turning out to be quite the day as we get ready to conclude the amazing racing we've seen. It is great to have your company wherever you might be watching from in the world. It's been great to bring you Italian F4, and earlier on today in race 1 it was the highest amount of views that we've had as well. So a huge thank you to everyone who joined us across that one. We are really excited to be bringing you all of the rounds, which initially our plan was that it would only be selected rounds, the ones that don't clash with Formula 1, so ones like this one where we can actually do it without issues. But no, we've been able to get every single race on the road for you, including of course GB3 and Freca. So it's been quite a lot of fun to bring you all of that, and in about a week's time we'll also have the E4 Championship for you as well. Wes will explain to you later on more about that category as we head down into the first turn. Alex Powell with a 7/10 advantage. So once again the gaps are close, but not close enough for anyone to try pounce, as Kabiranarag, the driver running in 9th position, has set the fastest lap.
Great run from the US racing driver there, Kabiranarag. The driver I mentioned, he's in the Alpine Academy, so his season being funded by them, and he's not had the best of seasons, I wouldn't say. Anurag, he's currently 14th. In the championship at the moment. Kind of he picks up a points finish in the sort of lower reaches of the top 10 every now and then, but yeah, so if he wants to keep that Alpine Academy money flowing in, he needs to improve, I would say, quite considerably.
Yeah, definitely exactly what I would think as well. Definitely needs to improve to some degree as they all make their way by. And we just had 2 cars dropping down the order. Hopefully that is no issues, with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go on the clock. Let's look to a replay. Have we seen contact? Have we seen a big moment as they were racing their way through?
Oh, yeah, that was number 13. Who is that's David Cosma Christopher, losing the front wing there and just going off the track. Just got a bit too close to the car in front. Sadly for him, he was doing quite well in the race, but yeah, race severely compromised now.
Yep, it is. Let's see. Anurag was getting close, wasn't he, in the background there, as he was very nearly getting to a point to dive to the inside. Looking further back, I don't think he was able to do it, but he is absolutely pushing Andrea Kostic through these corners at the moment. And if he's very brave, he could go for a move at some point, but there's no proper overtaking chance in this middle sector unless he creates one for himself. And it would be quite something if he was to find his way through. The yellow flags are out on the circuit, and Alexander Bondarev has lost a position, but the yellow flags are flying somewhere. It's gone back to green now, but a momentarily for a driver who's gone off the road, we believe, and the safety car's out.
Oh, that's such a shame. Are we about to see what happens here? Oh, goodness me. That's Yeah, that's who is that? That's Artem.
I think that's Emily Cotty involved, along
Is Emily
with,
Cotty? Yes.
and then Nathaniel Berraby, I
Uh,
think.
yeah, Nathaniel Barrenby and Emily Cotty there. That's such a shame. Emily Cotty doing well in the British F4 non-championship race at Silverstone last weekend, but now she finds herself in the barriers. But she seems to be okay.
That's the most important thing. Emily Cotty is able to walk away there, and that is absolute wild stuff as they make their way through. And we will come out of the final turn, and we are behind the safety car now in Italian F4. But it was, well, two dramatic crashes across today, and it will need to be a very, very quick recovery job if we're able to get this one back underway. But that is a lot to ask from these amazing marshals. But most of all, Emily Cotty able to walk away along with Berraby as well. So a huge moment for those two as we come across the line, and we're on the penultimate lap of the race now.
Yeah, that's right. Just this lap and the next one left in the race. So yeah, they looked like they were seeing to Cotty's car quickly enough, and it is right by a marshal's post, luckily, as we see Barrenby just not willing to give Cotty any semblance of room there at all. So yeah, I think Cotty was entitled to some space there on the outside, but yeah, not the greatest of defenses I've ever seen from Barrenby. So maybe the stewards will want to have a quick word with him afterwards.
Yeah, they might do indeed, because that is not what we want to be seeing at all. Hopefully everyone's hands are okay as well in that type of incident. Confirmation that the race will finish behind the safety car, so it will not be a grandstand finish. We will not be able to see the car recovered in time. The race will end behind the safety car, and yeah, limited time, only one lap basically, and they were already going by the time that Cotty got out of the car, so it was going to be quite the ask as well to get this one back going. So the safer decision, rather than giving Italian F4 a one-lap shootout, is just letting them come across the line behind the safety car. And there's the official confirmation with our TV pictures as well. The race will finish behind the safety car, but it's great that we've been able to get some amazing action in this race, and I'm looking forward to seeing what race 3 will also have for us. That will be taking place and coming our way tomorrow as well. So let's see how that is going to go.
Yeah, it's been a good race. Big shame that it has to finish so anticlimactically behind the safety car, but been a good. It'll still be a good win from Alex Powell. He'll take the victory and the 25 points that come with it. He won't much care how he gets it. Probably my sort of driver of this race has been Newman Chi. He absolutely leapt off the line. One of the best starts in the category I've seen for a while, and yeah, even with the recovering Renault Francotte right up his tailpipe for the majority of the race, he's managed to keep things on the island. So yeah, great drive from Newman Chi.
Alex Powell is about to come across the line, and he is going to take the victory in a few moments when we will go on to the last lap. So it'll be fascinating to see how this one's going to play out. There's the car. Yeah, they're not going to bother recovering, are they? They're just going to leave that out there as well. But it's going to be special stuff for Alex Powell in a lap's time when he gets to this moment in about a lap, and he will be able to get down to the win. And this is going to be special. This is going to be special for him. Newman Chi will be in second and Renault Francotte in third. We're on the last lap now in Italian F4, and it is going to be one where if they can all just keep it pointing in the right direction, they will be able to bring it home. And well, my question is as well: have RHGP ever won in Italian F4 before?
I think they've won races. I know they definitely haven't won a championship before, but I would have to dig deep into the into the archives to find that one out for sure. But yeah, no, I think they've won races before.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. It's gonna be still incredible, but let's see how this one is going to finish. And it is going to be a brilliant win. It might be behind the safety car, but still, it'll be one that Alex Powell wants to savour. And he'll definitely remember this one for quite a long time. This is going to be special stuff in a few moments' time, as he is going to bring it home with the entire Italian F4 field behind. And that's been the story ever since he left the lights.
Yeah, it certainly is. In fact, I've looked very quickly at the last couple of years. You may be right on this being RSGP's first win, because they've not always had the greatest of lineups in years gone by. But yeah, Alex Powell, obviously we think he's a star of the future, and will be progressing up the Formula ladder quite far. And yeah, this won't be his first win in Italian F4, because he was with Prema last year. But yeah, his first win for RSGP. So yeah, great for them. They'll be celebrating down in the RSGP paddock or in garage, no doubt, after this.
They will indeed, and those celebrations will definitely be taken over to the Italian F4 paddock as well, as they all slow it up and they get ready for that moment to come across the line. Not at racing speed that they'll be used to, but yeah, due to the contact that we had later on, some races unfortunately do have to end behind the safety car, and this is one of them. And Alex Powell, though, will not care one bit, because he's put in the effort ever since the race start. He got an amazing launch off the line, and he was able to convert it all the way through the safety car restarts, through all of the pressure that Newman-Shi put on him. And it's going to be Alex Powell coming out of the final corner, and he is going to reach the checkered flag first here in Mugello in a couple of moments' time. Well, it might be a new team for Alex Powell, but it is still going to be the same result. It is still going to be P1 for him, one of the drivers considered the star of the future. Well, in Mugello in Italian F4, the star off now, I think it is fair to say, as Alex Powell slowly brings them all up towards the line. He'll do so at the slowest speed possible, and now he will get the checkered flag being waved, and he will come across the line, believe me he will, in a couple of moments to win in Mugello. There we go, Alex Powell wins for RSGP, Newman-Shi's in second, and Francott is in third, and then it's Weldon in fourth, Gomez in fifth, a good drive for Ki Nakamura-Berta, damage limitation for him in sixth, and it's Samalisto, Kostic, Anurag, and Dante Vinci. And well, I have to say that's the slowest I've ever seen them come out of the final corner all the way till the line.
He really wanted to savor that moment, didn't he? My goodness me. Yeah, I expect maybe he was he was waving to the RSGP crew, and yeah, so he wanted to savor it. I expect there was the train of cars behind him weren't too happy about that, but yeah, we'll let him off that one. We'll let him have his moment. Great win for the Jamaican sensation, as he's quickly becoming known, not just in the Italian F4 paddock, but in the whole of Formula racing.
Yeah, a slow finish for him, but I mean, you don't get to usually enjoy it in that way as well. You're usually having to go full throttle to the line all the time, because if you aren't, then you're probably losing a drag race to the line with how close the margins are in this championship as well. Okay, well, let's confirm the final result for you from this race. Alex Powell is our winner, Newman-Shi in second, and then it's Reno Francott in third position, Sebastian Weldon in fourth, Gomez finished in fifth, then there was KMB, Lucas Amalisto, Andrea Kostic, Kabir Anurag, and Dante Vinci was in 10th. Emmanuel Olivieri was in 11th, then it was Savinkov, Wilder, Rem, Bart Harrison, Salim Hanna, Alexander Bondarev, Anea Frey, Krill Kutskov, and Badr Al-Salati. And then our final page sees Ruta, Schrupp, Albag, Seita, Busso, Popov, Westcott, Lormier, Beraby, and Francesco Pio Capola the driver who finished in 30th position as well. And then in 31st, it was Phil Collins Stranger, then it was Olkutska. And then we had David Cosmo Christopher, Emily Cotti, Sevayukin, Waze, and Visciano was our retirement along with Waze as well at the checkered flag. And Sevayukin and Emily Cotti also not being able to get to the checkered flag. And our championship standings have Keen Nakamura still P1 with 198 points. Weldon is in second with 154. Gabriel Gomez closing in the gap. I mentioned how he could just be this consistent driver. We focus on our top two, but then Gomez just appears, and he is starting to appear onto the back of second place. So that could definitely be, Wes, an interesting battle to follow in this championship. Even if it's not at P1, who knows? Gomez versus Weldon could be an interesting fight for second place.
Yeah, it could. Unfortunately, they're really starting to lose ground on Keen Nakamura Berta out front. He's almost 2 wins in front, which, you know, it's by no means an insurmountable gap, but it's very, very difficult, and KNB would have to have a very bad weekend, I think, in order to lose that kind of an advantage.
He would. It would need to be a terrible weekend, but never say never in Italian F4, as we find ourselves with Alex Powell putting in the steering wheel and then jumping on top of the car and being able to say he is the race winner, and he will jump into the hands of his team. Beautiful sights of a beautiful win that he will savour, and he got a lot of time to do so in the moment as well. And you can see there, Newman Shi, as you mentioned, Wes, it was a fantastic launch off the line. I mean, usually we'd be referring to our front row and the drivers on that and their starts, but my first thought went to Newman Shi and how he got an amazing start of the line. It was an absolute phenomenal jump for him, and he was able to basically get himself into second place, and as you mentioned, was so close to taking the lead.
He was, yeah. It was also had to contend with a slow starting Renault Francot as well, so it would have had to have gone round him, and then with that extra speed tried to get alongside Alex Powell. Not quite able to do that, but yeah, great race from Chi, and be interesting to see what he does going forward in this championship.
Let's go down and hear from Alex Powell right now, our race winner.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a long time coming. I mean, it's just been such hard work these last few months, and this is only a product of everyone's hard work, and they know exactly who they are. So I have to say just a big thank you to each and every one of you that has supported me to get me to where I am. I'm so proud and so happy to be in this position. I mean, to be fighting here at the front, it's a dream situation. So yeah, I mean, enjoying the moment for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice to hear from our race winner, Alex Powell. And then, straight away, back to the celebrations for the Mercedes Junior. Right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the race. And it was absolute brilliance at the front of the field, as we mentioned, from Alex Powell and Newman Shi as they went towards San Donato for the first time in race 2, Wes.
Yeah, they did. Great race. It was big improvement over race 1, but they managed to keep it largely clean, apart from the two big accidents we had. The majority of the time, the drivers were giving each other space. Sebastian Weldon really needs to work on. He just didn't seem to have the grip for most of the race. He was locking up left, right, and center. We had a big crash there. For the number 39 car, whose name escapes me now, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully they're both okay. And then this crash between Emily Cotti and Nathaniel Berenby, which will be looked at after the race. And hopefully Emily Cotti's car can be repaired in time for race 3. But yeah, great win for Alex Powell, who slowly went across the line and is now taking the top step of the podium.
He is indeed, as the trophies are presented to the drivers, and the 3 of them, but it's Alex Powell who stands as the winner with the trophy lifted up into the air, And then you've got the RSGP.
And those
Yeah. Let's hear
those trophies being presented by Giancarlo Minardi, who you may remember his name from Formula One. He is the man who started that team, and he's now running this Italian F4 Championship.
Over to the national anthem.
Questo era l'inno nazionale del vincitore Alexander Powell. Adesso...
Absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be quite the podium as they pose for the pictures as well. And I mean, the battle screen ain't telling you much, so I'll bring it over to our camera screen because the results have disappeared off the live timings for us, unfortunately. But, well, it is turning out to be quite the day for our top three. And then, wait for it, they can finally get to the celebrations as well, as Italian F4 cut away from that one. But yeah, they can get to the celebrations, and it looked like they were spraying the champagne more than earlier on, where basically all of them very much walked off as well to do the celebrations elsewhere. But, well, where's an interesting race? I'd love to get your summary on that as well. I'd love to get your thoughts completely on that. It was a very interesting race, wasn't it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was, I think Alex Powell did get a bit lucky, I think, with there were stoppages, obviously, with the two big accidents we have, but yeah, I think either Newman Chi or Renault Francot definitely had the majority of the speed, but yeah, Powell had track position and he was able to convert it into a win.
He was indeed. And now, Wes, I'm going to hand over to you completely for a couple of minutes as well. So you can talk us through what is taking place next week. We, of course, have the start of the E4 Championship, but it's something that can be quite confusing to the viewers. Now, you might recognize it more as Euro 4 as well, specifically, if you have watched it over the years. But it's E4, but just in general, it's, of course, basically like Italian F4, but what makes it different? What is basically E4?
So yeah, to take you through what E4 is, as to coin a phrase, a short view back to the past. So in a pre-COVID racing scene, there was three big F4 championships. There was the Italian, there was the Spanish, and there was the German F4 championship. Now, with Formula One losing German F1 drivers, the love of motorsport in Germany tended to go down a lot. They were losing a lot of viewers, and unfortunately that did affect the German F4 Championship, and that sadly went under in 2023. To compensate for that, because there was now a gap in the market, the WSK Promotions and the ACI decided to run a short sort of side project to make up for that lack of the championship. That became known as Euro 4. It runs on the same broadcast. You can find it on the same Italian F4 YouTube channel. And primarily it's the same drivers as well as Italian F4, but it has its own championship. It's only three, I think it is, three races. And yeah, it's been rebranded this year to E4. Still the E stands for Europe. And it's going to be run first off next weekend at Paul Ricard. And then we go back to Mugello for round 2. That'll be on the 12th to the 14th of September. And then we'll finish off at Monza. So although we've lost the season finale of Italian F4 at Monza, we will get that for E4. So yeah, it's a great championship. It was won last year, if I can remember properly. It was won last year by Akshay Bora, the Indian driver. Just, I have to say, from an unlucky Freddie Slater, who, although he took Italian F4, wasn't quite able to do it with Euro 4. So, yeah, it's going to be an exciting championship, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun indeed. Thank you very much, Wes, who was able to go full screen for you on this screen. Don't even think I've had that across this year. I don't think I've put myself full screen. But there you go. You had full screen of Wes for that. A brilliant explanation of the E4 championship. And I'd quickly like to ask you as well. Is there anything that the viewers need to be aware of as well heading into the E4 championship? Is there anything that runs differently to what we currently have in Italian F4? Or any of the drivers or any other information you may have for everyone before we get going for the racing next weekend?
Well, we haven't had the entry list yet, unfortunately, for E4, but we're expecting broadly the same drivers as in Italian F4. So it's essentially just a different championship. They're the same drivers, but they're all starting from zero. I know that Key Nakamura, Berta, Sebastian Weldon, Salim Hanna, and Alexander Savinkov, to name just a few, will be taking part in that. So yeah, just think of it as a side championship to Italian F4.
Perfect stuff as well. It's going to be quite fascinating indeed to see how it is all going to play out. Okay, well, that pretty much concludes in terms of your E4. That is all of the information as well. And just to let you know, Wes, I'm going to turn that into, I'm going to record that bit and upload it as well to the JBMotorsports 2 channel as a little video as well, because I think it works perfectly as a bit of a explanation to what E4 actually is as well. So, right before we go off, you won't be joining us, unfortunately, due to time zones, Wes, as unfortunately that thing exists. But I'd love to know your final thoughts on today, and then also heading into tomorrow, what are you expecting to see?
I'm expecting to see a lot more of the same, more action, probably more accidents, I have to say. But yeah, so I'm hoping that Sebastian Weldon can recover from what I have to say have been a lackluster couple of races from him. Gabriel Gomez really close to second place in the championship right now. He's been very consistent. But yeah, it's the Key Nakamura Berta is a powerhouse in this championship. He's got a huge lead up front, and can anybody catch him? That's the question.
That is your question indeed. Well, thank you very much to Wes and to absolutely everyone who's joined us across today. But don't worry, because we still have one more race, and that will be taking place early on tomorrow at 9:30. We hope that you are able to join us there as we conclude the weekend here in Mugello.